Welcome back to Libby Uncensored. Today I'm going back to relationships. There is a real war against women in the world today, and I'm going to talk a little bit about this, and I want you to listen up carefully. A lot of people out there act like that there's a perfect world. We do not live in a perfect world. Abuse comes in all shapes and sizes, emotional, physical, and is very, very hazardous to your health. It is very real. Physical and mental abuse. Narcissism is very real. I do not understand why it gets brushed under the rug. Even women who are in relationships or marriages that they may be wealthy, it takes all kinds. It happens everywhere. The problem that I'm seeing is there's not enough women out there to speak up about this issue, and we need to come together as women and fight these problems or they won't stop. And I know that some men may have the same issues, but there's more women than men, and we work very hard to try to look our best, but sometimes that's not enough. Think about it, women exercise, women have breast implants, but implants, some have their bottom rib removed for a smaller waistline, some have facelifts. We go through a lot of beauty products. None of this matters when physical and emotional abuse happens in the relationship or even narcissism. It is about controlling that person, breaking them down to nothing, and none of that matters in this case. Two of the movies that I've watched, The Burning Bed with Farrah Fawcett, Sleeping with the Enemy with Julia Roberts, these are very real. This really does happen. If you haven't seen these movies, you need to watch them. For instance, in The Burning Bed, Farrah Fawcett is married into kind of a poor family. In Sleeping with Enemy, Julia Roberts is married to a wealthy man. These are two different worlds, but yet they both suffer emotional and physical abuse. And a lot of people say, well, they didn't raise their kids right. That has nothing to do with it. You can raise your children to know right and wrong, but there's only so far you can take it. When they're grown, they're on their own. With that being said, parents do play an intricate part in the process of their children when they're born. The parents' nurturing and loving behavior and how they respond to their children and teach them does play an intricate part. I'm not saying that. And parents have a hard time as well because they want to raise their children with moral values and moral codes. But it still happens. Narcissism, mental and physical abuse still happens. Everyone has disagreements, that's life. A man or woman, either one should not put their hands on each other in a physical way or violence. It is not okay to put each other down to the point that it causes a physical altercation. I have heard time and time again they're afraid to leave because their boyfriend or husband threatens to kill him. Well, let me give you some reality here. They are probably going to kill you anyway. And I'm not being mean, but wake up, that's an excuse. But if people don't know what's going on, and that's what I'm trying to get at, nothing will be done about this situation. You have to speak out. It's not going to change if you don't say anything. You could lose your life because you kept silent. Either way, you need to fight to stay alive. Some often stay because of their children, but when you have violence or physical, emotional abuse happening in the home, this can transfer onto your child. They're very impressionable. It can cause PTSD, post-traumatic stress syndrome. Many children hate the fact that the parents divorce. You can divorce and keep things civil, and it's best for the child because they need to see that you can get along even if you're not together. And that is for their sake. All right, that's a wrap. Stay tuned for War Against Women Part 2 coming up next. Thank you for listening.